YouTube, welcome back. It's Billy Haynes here with another review. This time we'll be doing 2001's release of Digimortal by Fear Factory. Now, I am no stranger to Fear Factory, as everyone knows. This was their fourth album that they ever released. Saw them on this album cycle as well. Absolutely loved this album. I mean, I know there's a lot of naysayers on this album, the same sort of trend that Machine Head went in, that Fear Factory got accused of. I somewhat get it for like one song on this entire album, just me personally. But yeah, let's get into it, man. Let's see what I thought about Digimortal. Yeah, so it starts with What Will Become. I think the drop in it, those heavy hitting bass drums that really start giving this intro something to look forward to. Reminds me kind of just before the breakdown of Sepultura's Roots, which are two fabulous moments in metal, if you ask me. What Will Become is epic. It's getting a 5 out of 5 just to start off this album. The drums is there, which we've come to expect from Fear Factory, unrelenting. Guitar work is incredible. The bass is really great. The ambience that we expect from such a great industrial band. Honestly, 5 out of 5. Goes into Damaged again. All that's still there. All that real big charge that we expect from Fear Factory, that rhythm section that just doesn't let up. More ambience, the guitar's fucking insane. 4 out of 5 for Damaged. Goes into the Digimortal song, which I generally think was really good. I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. I think the vocal work from Burton on this was really good. I really like the bass line. Yeah, man, I really like it. 4 out of 5 for that one. Goes into No One. Again, all the above that we've been enjoying throughout this album so far is just consistent, which I think is a really good thing. Other people probably not, but for me, I think that's a really good thing because it doesn't let up. But No One's getting a 5 out of 5 for me, for the simple fact that I think it is such a good song. It just hits so different, especially when it comes down to Fear Factory, and then it kind of like ramps up like later towards the verses and stuff like that. I really like that shit. It's real interesting. Goes into the legendary Linchpin. Speaks for itself. It's amazing. 5 out of 5 for Linchpin. If you don't know Linchpin, you do. It's simple. All the above and more for that song. Goes into Invisible Wounds. Another song that I absolutely love off this album. Love the bass on it. Love the guitars. The drumming's really quite interesting, considering it's kind of pulled back a lot and it's kind of melodic. Not saying that I don't think Fear Factory is melodic. Of course it is. It's just in its own sense. But yeah, all the vocal range and the ambience of that song I really love as well. It could have been longer in my opinion. I think that song could have been drawn out more, but seeing this album, the way that they played it, it actually works really well. So I'm giving it a 4 out of 5 for Invisible Wounds. Goes into Acres of Skin. Goes straight back into raging Fear Factory mode. The bass and the guitars on this is just insane, and the drumming is incredible. 4 out of 5 for me for Acres of Skin. Now goes into the controversial Back the Fuck Up, which features the lead singer of Head Planet Earth. I don't know if anybody remembers them. I saw them a few times when I was growing up, and I kind of liked their first album or so. And this one doesn't ruin the album for me. It really doesn't. I mean, it's meant to be futuristic, right? We're talking about futurism in LA. We're talking about utopian levels of LA. Head Planet Earth really fit that, if you ask me, and the fact that Fear Factory done a crossover with them is quite fitting, and fitting for its time as well. I'm giving it a 3 out of 5. It's a good song. I don't shit on it. I really like the bass on it. I really like the ambience. Guitar, like Dino just kills it on this song, personally. Not saying it ain't cheesy. It is a bit, you know. Hence why I'm giving it a 3 out of 5. Goes into Bite Block. I really love Bite Block. Just the bass and the drums on this, it's just insane. Really love Dino's guitar work on it as well. That's getting a 4 out of 5. And just a heads up, I will be doing the special edition of Digimortal. The special edition was the first, like, complete album I heard of Digimortal. I never picked up the normal edition when I first heard it, so I'm doing special edition because that's how I kind of know the album more than doing how many tracks were on the original. I have no idea. That's the way I picked it up. I like my digipacks, especially for those days. I had Obsolete was the same for me. I think Archetype I had the digipack for. Yeah, so it's just the way that I'm just doing it. Sorry about that. So this will be a longer video. I'm not going to go up to 10 or 11 tracks. I'm going to the full 15. So yeah, that goes into Hurt Convoyer. Which again I think is an amazing track. Just got, again, everything that we know and love from Fear Factory on that. It's a 4 out of 5 from me. Memory Imprints, Never End. The guitars, love it. The vocal range by Burton on this is great. And so much ambience, man. And again, that's why I love Fear Factory. They can bring so many different levels of their metal, you know, kind of bringing it from a dance element sometimes to that real industrial feel that I really love about it. But at the same time, they're bringing some of the fastest riffs and drumming and just the bass lines, just really ahead of its time stuff, I think. Yeah, so Memory Imprints is getting 4 out of 5. Goes into Dead Man Walking. I'm not a huge fan of Dead Man Walking compared to the other songs. I think it's, again, hitting on that cheese level again. But I really do actually like the bass and the guitar work on this and the ambience of it. I think it was structured well. It's getting 3 out of 5 from me. Goes into Strain versus Resistance. I think that is a banger. Strain versus Resistance, basically the vocal range again, I really love how Burton hits those different notes on it. Really like the guitar work, really love the drumming. Then we go into Repetance, which again, the vocal is really great on that. Also the bass all day on that tune. Yeah, 4 out of 5 from me. And then we end on Full Metal Contact, which is just an instrumental. It's a pretty good instrumental. I don't think it's the best instrumental that they've ever done on an album, personally. It is getting a 3 out of 5 though. And that kind of concludes Digimortal for me of 2001. And I have nothing but great memories about this album release. Actually, I do have a bit of a burn, actually. The guys that released Digimortal, Roadrunner Records, done a DVD called Digital Connectivity back in the day. And I remember picking that up, and I don't know if you remember when the PS2 came out, it had a DVD player in it. Oh my God, yeah, those days. I picked up Digital Connectivity, and I couldn't get it to fucking play anywhere, mate. Yeah, I brought that, I think, 3 times so I could literally own that and give it a good watch. Yeah, that was a burn. But that's a DVD, and I'll just be going on about it all day. But Digimortal's getting a 4 out of 5 from me. I think it's a fucking fantastic album. I don't listen to other people and what other people say. You know, unless we're having a good conversation, then I would. I just don't generally think that this album needs shitting on, because I think everybody else has dumped on this album for the past 25 years anyway. So fuck you. Digimortal, man, what do you think? Your actual feelings, not what everybody else tells you. Yeah, I think it's a great album, and I think it gets too much slack. Like, it is fucking unrelenting. I really like it. But yeah, we'll be doing more Fear Factory, obviously, in future videos. Obviously, I'll go be covering their entire career. Done pretty much Backbone so far, so I'm pretty proud of that. But yeah, I hope to see you on the next one. You take care of yourselves.